The Gemara Maseches Brachos tells an incredible story of Rabbi Meir. And the Gemara describes in great detail how Rabbi Meir was being harassed by a group of individuals who had no good reason for harassing him, just wanted to make the life of the great sage incredibly difficult. And Rabbi Meir had reached the end of his rope to the point that he had no way to deal with these individuals but to curse them. He was literally ready to bring the full measure of divine wrath and fury upon these individuals who had made his life so miserable. His wife Bruya, hearing about his plan, says to her husband, "Why do that?" After all, the verse, the pasuk, David HaMelech writes in Tehillim, "Yitamu chatam min haaretz u'rishaim od einam." Literally translated, let the sin cease to exist in this world. Yitamu chatam, let the sins cease to exist, u'rishaim od einam, and the wicked will be no longer. And Rabbi Meir's wife Bruya made an amazing observation. She said the pasuk doesn't say Yitamu chotim min haaretz. It doesn't say let the sinners be obliterated or cease to exist, but rather it says Yitamu chatoim, let the sins cease to exist. And what Bruya was telling Rabbi Meir was, instead of davening for these individuals to be cursed and for these individuals to be obliterated, daven that they should do tshuva, daven that they should go out and turn themselves around. And then once it's Yitamu chatoim, once the sins cease to exist, then Urisha'im od einam, then the wicked will be no longer. Take away the sins, and the wicked will be no longer. And Bruya teaching her husband and teaching us an incredible lesson. That at the end of the day, see, when Rabbi Meir looked at these individuals, he saw individuals who are ra, individuals who are evil. And Bruya said, the truth is, there aren't evil Jews. There are just Jews who do evil things. And that is not a question, or that is not an issue of semantics, but that goes to the very core of our sense of self-definition. When we do something wrong, do we become evil, or do we become good people who sometimes do something bad? Rabbi Meir thought that when people engage in bad behavior, they become bad people. And his wife Bruya taught him that's not the case. When people engage in bad behavior, they're good people doing bad things. And so, my beloved husband, don't daven for them to die. Don't daven for them to be obliterated, but instead daven for them to do tshuva. Daven for them to repent. If you're going to daven to God for something, don't daven for God to curse them and obliterate them. Daven to God to inspire them, to ignite the spark in their souls, and even the most wicked Jew can become something incredible, something special, something holy. Rabbi Dr. Abraham Tversky, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, in his book Positive Parenting, writes, he says, when disciplining a child, one should never tell a child that they're bad. There's no such thing as a bad child. You could tell a child what you did was bad, what you did was inappropriate, what you did should not be done again, should not be, such an act should not be committed again, but the child is never bad. The child is good. Just sometimes even good children do bad things. And sometimes even good adults do bad things. But this is incredibly important because sometimes in life we make mistakes. And all too often when we make mistakes, especially those of us who make repeated mistakes, tend to look at ourselves as broken, as compromised, and yes, even chas v'shalom, as bad or evil. And Bruya teaches us this most incredible lesson, that even when we mess up in life, and even when we make terrible mistakes, even when we do bad things, even when we do evil things, at the end of the day, we are still good people who have simply lost our way. And as long as I still remain a good person at my core, even if I've gotten terribly lost on the journey of life, that inner good is still intact, that inner good is still present, and therefore it means that I still have the ability to find my way home. Wishing everyone a wonderful day.